So it's been a little bit since I've done one of these, so forgive me if I am a little slow to react to different things, but on the whole, everything has pretty much stayed the same with reviewing VODs. Initial things, I am viewing the first VOD that you sent in, the one that has a loss. You guys lost 1-4, I believe. I looked at just the ends of them to see what the scoreboard was on the last round. Start off with you guys have these two bands aren't bad. That one doesn't make any sense. This I am assuming is post rework, so not amazing for a ban. If you wanted to ban an actual shield that does stuff, then Monty would be a better ban, but it is what it is. You are on console, so not everything that I say will be directly transferable, but game sense, decision making, all that stuff is. Recoil control is going to be different. How you handle yourself is going to be different, which I get, and I'll temper my own expectations for that. Like, I'm not expecting flicks left and right, is basically what I'm saying. But with that, we can just start it up. And we're starting with Alibi.
Secure the area. Keep the bombs protected.
Yeah, this is fine. Reinforcing that wall is pretty good. Sometimes people will open it so that they can hold bathroom window and make it just harder for people to get in, but not necessary. Castle in just a normal place. That This one I would almost want to see like right here, or maybe on this door frame, or on the not on this wall right here, but on the other side, the desk. You could put it in there. Basically, it gives more warning to where someone might be besides just this singular door frame. That's all you're giving them warning for, and it's right here on the bottom. It'd be best to put it on the actual door frame, like up on top. That way, if they want to destroy it, they have to look clearly away from you to be able to get it. This is still possible for them to shoot that and then to flick and kill you or someone else that's trying to peek them. Moreover, they can still peek inside. You can get angles in here without having to go through the door frame. 9 times out of 10, higher level people, they won't go through the door frame if they're checking angles and stuff. Like, not always. I mean, Ashmains do Ashman things, but if they're checking angles and stuff, they're not going to go through the door frame until they've checked all the angles that they can get without going through it. Because after they check all the angles, depending on how good of a player they are, they're gonna check for Capcan traps on the side here. They're gonna try and listen for like any C4s or something like that. And the second that they walk through, if they get hit by an Elamine, a Fenrir gadget, or if a proximity alarm goes off, they're just gonna back out right away. So, or a Thorn gadget would also be another one. I hate it. I never. So annoying with this Epic Pen. But yeah, see, if you put it right here, uh, expand a little bit on that. If you put it right here, you get someone to have notified of being at that doorway. They come in, they don't immediately see it. They're not expecting to see it either. And you get notification if someone's here, coming from here, if you knew that they're opening a bathroom window, or if they came from this doorway and going over. If someone's holding over here on site door, and they're like holding the hallway over here, now they get notification that that person that was holding over here is now coming and flanking them, you know. So just something to think about. We also haven't put down any of the alibi gadgets. Okay, that's the first one we're putting down. Not horrible, not amazing. I don't have much to say about that. We we probably could have been a little bit more efficient with putting our stuff down. I mean, all we have is throwable gadgets, and we reinforced one time out of, 10 reinforcements, only 5 were used. This site, you don't have to use all of them, but you only have throwable gadgets, and it took you, what would that be, 55 seconds, almost a minute to put down all of your gadgets. That's really really slow, all things considered. And you're a 3-speed, so you can run and do stuff. Now you're looking around, you're trying to do stuff. That, unironically, right there, I would just rip this off. If I was in this game, if it was a ranked game, I'd rip it down. Or I would at the very least ask Castle, hey, can you break that down? Because if he pulls it down with the crowbar, he gets it back in his inventory. If you pull it down with your crowbar, he loses it. So he's right there. He just put it down. Can you just say, Castle, can you pull that one down? Because this door is really, really useful for rotates. Really, 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 really useful for you guys. So yeah, I would do that immediately. Okay, that that's a choice. I don't know why you would do that. You already have. It looks like everyone's gonna fucking peek the goddamn window. Another thing, everyone is up here in sight. Literally every single one of you is up in sight. You and Valkyrie are the only two that you could reasonably assume are gonna be roaming. Castle could too, because he's got that ACOG. But these two, or you and the Valkyrie, should be roaming. You, at the very least, should be. Valkyrie can sit on site and just watch her own cams. You should be running around trying to find kills currently, or not finding kills, sorry. You should be slowing people down. Right now, they are getting zero resistance. If there's an Ash main rushing in downstairs, you have no idea. She has, well, she probably assumes that you're somewhere down there, droned out a little bit, saw that no presence was downstairs because there's probably no hatches broken, no rotates made downstairs, no gadgetry that she saw downstairs. You're not even watching the one alibi that you put off site. So even if they came in on the opposite side of the map in admin, they have no resistance. No one's stopping them from just walking in. So use the utility that you put down and have a presence on the map if you're going to pick people that are roamers slash lurkers. And there you go. That's one person down to the window that you tried to peek. And you already have someone watching this. Valkyrie's right here watching it. I'm pretty sure Castle is right behind you watching it too. You can watch something else. You don't have to keep watching the same thing that your teammates are watching. I If I sound like I'm being a little too hard, I apologize. It has been a long time since I've done one of these, and it is a Saturday after I had a full work week. But uh yeah, like to me this is simple stuff. You already have someone watching it. You saw the smoke and Valkyrie watching it. You already peaked it and you lost part of that engagement. It went down almost half your HP. So why are we doing this? So yeah. I can actually, I can see Castle is watching it. You can see his laser sight right here. So why are we have 3 people watching one window when they could be coming in admin? They could be coming through white stair or yellow stairs behind you. They could be coming in through what would that be, spiral all the way over there. And the best part is because of your placements for your proximity alarms being in the same spot, you know, like lower on the door frame, easy to see. If they have a Twitch or a Brava, you wouldn't even know that they're coming. You just wouldn't. They could just destroy the gadget and there you go. No no notification. And I'm pretty sure the one on yellow stairs, if they might be able to see it if they look down the actual if they repelled, I don't know, but they wouldn't even have to. If they had a an IQ, they could shoot it through the window that's on the balcony there and there'd be no issues there. Basically what I'm trying to get you to think about is there's so many ways that you could be dying from right now that you don't even know about because you're not paying attention to it. Not even to talk about, like, I don't even have to go too much over gadget placements. You just don't know where people are coming from. It looks like Haid went downstairs through the hatch. Your gadget's still up. And you're looking over. There you go. Yeah, see? There you go. They got into admin. They shot this. And it looks like, yeah, one person shot that one, another one shot that one. So they just walked into admin. without anyone stopping them. A minute into the round, and they're already touching site. They have 2 minutes to section off site and plant. That's a long time to work on that. And I guess one thing that's worthwhile to note, are you going to say anything? Or are you just going to wait for your teammate? And you're looking back at the same window, and then you died to it. So, real quick, two things. One, we didn't say anything. Wait. Back up, sorry. One, we didn't say anything. Two, we're about to peek the same angle that this chuckle nut and that one is doing as well. Three, the door right here would have been mighty useful to be able to rotate out of and get to the other side of site, because they opened up one window and now you can't access half of the site. That's pretty not good. But if we had this door open, we could have been able to cross over. We could have gone down yellow stairs and gone up and flanked around through Visa and come up behind them. We could have gone and done the same thing at Spiral if someone was at Spiral. We could have gone on cams real quick, seen if Spiral cam was up still. If it wasn't up, then we know that they're over there. We would know if they are dumb enough and they didn't shoot the default cam over in the corner here at the top of Visa. We could have found out if they were there or not. We could have seen if they came in Visa and seen if Visa cam was destroyed down on the first floor. There's just so many things that we could have done to think of our approach and how we are going to take back site. I say take back site because we're not taking. we are not going to flank to stop them. We are going to flank to retake at this point. At this point in the game, this is where you're at right now. That's what your thought process is. You look out at what you're seeing. No one is on half of the site. They have half of the top floor to themselves. No one is stopping them. We have one person downstairs who probably doesn't know where they are. We are not communicating with anyone. Two people are watching the same angle, and we're about to peek the same angle that someone else already died to. And this is where we're at. And instead, we decide to go and peek the angle, and we're apparently you think you're built different, but you're not. And now, see, now we get to do all this. So you can see, okay, wait for this again. So we have this cam, whatever. Ooh, look at that. They didn't get Spiral cam. They didn't come from Spiral. You could have gone up Spiral, but castled it off. This isn't a horrible castle. It's not the worst one in the world, but it's not the best one, if I'm being honest. They could have done better with that. But you didn't even know that they did it. They didn't come in through bottom of Visa. Or at least if they did, they didn't bother to destroy the camera. They didn't come through main door because they didn't bother to destroy the camera, apparently. Basement, who gives a shit? Oh, that's a good thing to know. Wait. They didn't even come, potentially, from that spawn or that spawn. Two spawns that they didn't come from, potentially. We don't know for sure, obviously. They could have just not shot the cam, but you wouldn't know because you didn't go on cams at the beginning of the round. This is something that I do pretty much religiously at the beginning of every single game. Like, regardless of if, like, I'll do it at the beginning of quick play, is just open up my cams and see all the exterior cams and get an idea of where they're coming from. If I see, because sometimes you'll see it where, like, an Ash is just bum rushing from over here, and someone else gets the cam either from this direction on the right, or someone that's with Ash over here, and you just see her running to the building. Oh, okay. I know what she's about to do. She's either gonna go in this door or she's gonna go in this window, or she's gonna rappel up and go in there. Like she's going to bum rush. She's doing Ashman things, you know. But you don't do that. That's something to consider. Not everyone does it, even at higher levels. Not everyone checks cams right away because it's like, you know, well, we're gonna find out soon enough. But having that early information, because you can tell if they miss the cam, you can tell who's shooting it based on their gun sound. A little bit harder now with more people having mixed guns, or like having people having the same gun on the same operators, or on different operators. Sorry. Um, and then also spotting people. Like you can just not like red ping them, but just like visually look at them, and you can usually tell who it is. You know, but we're cycling through cams. But like one thing I'm noticing is we're not saying check squat to our team. Why not? Ooh. And that's why, because we don't say anything. I don't know if you have a mic or a headset mic or anything like that. Get one. I've said this a million times to everyone else that I've ever reviewed these to. I say it anytime that I talk to people in the subreddit. Like, what's the number one thing that can immediately improve your gameplay? Open your goddamn mouth. Open it up. Say something. Even if you're just using the ping function, like the yellow ping, I don't know if you're number 4 or not, um, but you should be using that 4 ping every time because you just red pinged that jackal. Now they know they're being watched. They may not have ever found this Valk cam, and you could have this forever. Hey, maybe he won't find it still, and he's just hyper fixated on whatever he's shooting at. But good player Jackal would know there's no default cam here. There's a Valkyrie cam on me. Where is it? And it would try and then he would try and shoot it. You just notified him that there is a Valkyrie cam instead of just saying, "Hey, 2 people in sight over here." You could have been communicating earlier, saying, "Hey, they tripped my Prisma all the way over by admin. They're all the way over in admin, yada yada, etc., etc." But you're just continually red pinging. Like, again, you know what would happen if these guys were good players? This Jackal wouldn't be pushing up. He'd back up into like this corner right here because you get some cover there, and he'd just start looking for the camera. Nomad, because they know that he's over here, would just step into the hallway and start looking for the camera. And then this camera would be gone within the next 5 seconds, if that. So you have to think about that when you're looking at this stuff. I mean, yeah, it's a 1v3. He's probably going to die. But considering how quickly you were pinging on these cameras, I don't think this is something that you're doing because it's a 1v4. I think you're doing it because you just always do it. And now they're planting, but you don't even know that. Did you see that? He's just over to the left. Right there. Oh no, that's the plant. You can hear it though. Over to the left, he's planting probably in the, not in the doorway, over by the window that you were peeking. But are you gonna tell him? Because that's all he has to kill right now. He's in a somewhat good position to be able to do it. He's not. He's in the other room. It looks like the connector room. But if he walked out here and then he could probably get an angle from this window right here or this hole. But are you gonna say anything? It doesn't look like you even know that he's planting there.
The bomb diffuser has been successfully deployed.
Oh, everyone's just fucking pinging on that too.
Last op standing.
Yeah, he got one. I need you to also know, if he pulls this off, that is a great fucking job on his part. And to no help to you guys. Because, again, this is another thing. This looks good, and this was good on his part. But you know what you could have done? You could have just Z pinged him or yellow pinged him. It's Z on default for PC. I don't know what it is for controller, but literally just ping where she is. Because, again, if this was a good play, like you're asking me to review this because you want to get better and you want to improve at the game. I get that. That's great. Once you get into a higher tier, like one higher tier up, people are going to start shooting these cams when they're getting spotted. They're not going to let them sit there and spot them the entire time. Or if they do have that being spotted, they're going to notice that Kaid hasn't gone and attacked them for the past like 10, 15 seconds. He's probably going underneath the C4 me. So I'm going to keep moving, actually. It's these little things. Oh my gosh. These little things that make people better players than others, where you notice it or you are able to think a little bit farther ahead than what's in the moment. I don't know why you're scrolling through other cameras as if you're going to be able to see them. If anything, the only one that you should be watching is the one in sight, that Valk cam, or the one over in the hallway. Because maybe he repelled out, he went to the other side to admin. I don't know. Sometimes people do weird stuff like that because they know he's far away. But you know where he is. You know where they planted. But you're not going to tell him. Why not?
On your right.
Oh, there. Someone finally spoke. Was that you? I actually don't know if that was you.
All friendlies were eliminated.
In 1 second.
Mission failed. All
You hit
friendlies
tab
were
there for a second.
eliminated.
It was you. So, okay, you can speak. You do have a mic. Why weren't you saying anything? He was clearly lost. Even if he wasn't lost, being on that Velk cam and hearing whether or not he repelled out the window. Did he not repel out the window? Is he still in there? If you knew he was still in there, you could say where he was. Depending on if he was... people make different noises if they're prone or if they're crouched or standing. Crouch and standing sound very similar, so it's very hard to tell. But prone, it sounds very distinct. The more you play, the easier that'll be to tell. But at the very least, you could tell him if he was sitting inside the window or outside the window. Having him know whether or not he's in the window or not is huge, mainly because if he was, if he was outside the window,
Your right.
one thing that he could do is he could open that up and then he just has to run across and like avoid the line of fire, and he could have actually defused it without actually engaging with the lion the entire time. He's got not a ton of health, but he's got enough health that he could probably do that. But lion would probably be watching a hard angle on that. It'd be a lot harder to do. Excuse me. But there is potential there, if you get my drift. There's potential there for him to get that. But you just didn't tell him anything until the last second. For whatever reason.
Located the diffusers. Mission failed. All friendlies were eliminated.
And if you're ever worried about people being assholes or like screaming at you or doing anything like that, like if someone's just being an asshole, just mute them. Like report and mute them. Like there's not much more that you can do while you're in the middle of a game, you know. But you should be like communicating, even if it's tiny stuff. You don't have to like have an open mic and constantly talking to them. If anything, that's the complete opposite of what you're doing right now, which is still just as bad as if you said nothing at all. What you should be doing is just giving like simple, easy call outs. Like the way that I always describe it is you should be doing like points of interest call outs, essentially. Like if you killed somebody, who did you kill? Where did you kill them? Okay, did you die? Who killed you? Where were they when they killed you? Are they near site? Is site taken? Do they have a specific operator or not? Like, I'll go on cams at, like I said, I'll go on cams at the beginning of every round, and when I do that, what I'll do is I will call out who they have, because, hey, it's really important if I tell my teammates that they have a, what would be a good one? An Amaru, an Ash, an IQ, and then a Rara? I can't remember how you pronounce it, I'm sorry. And then the last one, and then all of a sudden we hear a thermite charge trying to be put on a breach. Well, if we have a Kaid, he knows, okay, I don't have to worry about this anymore. I can just put my kite charge high up where an IQ can't reach it, and that's that. They can't do anything about it.
Located a bomb.
All right, now we got a zombie. Usually you want to have that open so that you can still, because like, well, I guess it depends. It looks like you're gonna be set up so that you can shoot that, so that's fine actually. Alright. Alright, one thing that's worthwhile to note, I think this would be worthwhile to you by default, is that there's no one roaming. Roaming is useful in these lower levels because at these lower levels, it's like the point of roaming is that you waste time, right? Like you're not out there to get kills, yada yada. You should be wasting their time. If you make them waste 30 seconds on you, that's 30 seconds that they're not wasting on site. That's good. However, at these lower levels, roaming kind of sorta is also about getting kills because you can very very easily get a lot of kills by just roaming around. Um it's not your priority. You shouldn't be doing that, obviously, because I mean, play bronze strats, you're gonna stay in bronze, kind of thing, you know. But when you're roaming, you're gonna get a lot more kills usually because people don't know how to deal with roamers. They don't know what to do about them. They usually waste the entire round just trying to kill you. And if you're smart about getting back to site, you'll live the entire time. You may not get a kill, but you will waste their entire time. So, and people don't at these tiers as well don't know what to do with no time left on the clock. The decision making goes out the fucking window. Alright, probably like real quick. I said that I always get on cams at the beginning of a round. This would be a great place to get on cams if it wasn't for the fact that there's just a doorway sitting right there, waiting with your name on it to be broken, and because no one's watching it. These three chuckle nuts are all watching the breach. No one else is watching. If someone walked up to here, or if they were on a drone, they could probably see that you're on cams from this tiny, tiny little angle. No one else would know that that happened. They could just walk up, break it, and say hello. Okay. So we have two people crouch walking above you guys. I'm curious as to what you're gonna do. It doesn't look like you're gonna say anything for God knows what reason, but you have two people above you. And judging by the way that this person is this Raura? I think this is Raura. Raura? I'm gonna butcher it the entire time. I'm sorry. They're looking at spiral stairs going down as if they're like watching it, meaning no one is down there yet, most likely. I.e., you could probably go up those stairs. They're probably going to be watching it, but you could go up there pretty easily. But let's see. No, no, no. Why are you? No, don't do that. Why would you ping them? What do you like genuinely? What do you gain by pinging them with a red ping that you could not get from just saying something? And the answer is there's nothing that you can gain because you can tell everyone who it is, where they are, and that's all that that red ping does. Hell, the red ping doesn't even say who they are. They have to look at the red ping and then look at the scoreboard. You could just say that. All that this does is get this cam destroyed. Wouldn't it be nice, actually, if you like went down the hallway that you're at, go down here, you go up spiral, and then you quickly look at this camera to see if anyone's here or not? That sounds like it would be pretty useful. But if you ping them, they're gonna know that they're being spotted, and they're gonna be like, wait a minute. And then you're looking at the cam as if they're coming down. You know that there's a camera. Like, right here. You could just, instead of face checking it, you could just go on the cam and wait for someone to get in the hallway or to shoot the cam. You don't have to face check it. You could just not. We have not used a single Kiba barrier yet either. Best one would be to just cover your ass right now, put it on the box right next to you. See, that was actually another good point. You never followed them with the cams. Because you could have looked at, because they were very clearly going in here into this room, because right out this way is spiral stairs. You could have looked at this cam to see if, like, okay, are they going over here for whatever reason and circling around? Or are they going over to piano area and exhibition and see, like, okay, or museum? I can't remember what people call it. We go back and forth between exhibit? Holy shit, and museum. But you could have figured that out by looking at this. You could have seen, like, if they actually did come in here or if they went down the hallway to Zulu. There's a lot that you could be doing. And someone just droned you out. They know you're there. If someone was in that hallway, you would be dead because you got red pinged and they would just brain you the instant that red ping was there. Yeah, so like right here, you could put a Kiba barrier right here. Just put the actual dart thing here, and then you get this huge line of cover right here. And then you could go on your cams all day fucking long. You could also put one right here for like I think it's Doc or someone that's sitting there watching it, or it's either Doc or Tachanka. But we're not using the utility for whatever reason. We're gonna put it on the door where they could just melee it and get rid of it right away. There we go. You know what you could have done also? You could have gone on the camera to see where they were and then told Doc. Because this is actually a good point too, where the only reason the Doc won this gunfight is because of good gun skill. More so than the person that was here. Like, this person got skill issued right here, okay? The way that you fix that in higher levels, because at higher levels, some people will just be better. Like, I don't know how else to describe it besides they will just be better, or rather, everyone will have the same gun skill, and it's so hard to win gunfights unless you have a clear advantage. One second. I had to kick my cat out of my room. Alright. Where was I? Oh yeah, everyone has the same skill base, everyone has same mechanical skill. So the way that you alleviate that, the way that you level the playing field or even surpass their skill is go on the cam. Say blank person is pushing up, Rara is pushing up. Excuse me. She's pushing up. She's crouched. She's right here because you can Z ping it. Pushing, 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 and then he's just ready there waiting at crouch level height with his crosshair at head level for crouching, and they're dead the second that they're in. Hell, you could even give them a pre-fire. If you are really good and you know the angle, you could even say when to pre-fire. But we don't do any of that. We rely on our teammates to do something else instead of relying on our own skill. Yep, your Kiba barrier is gone. You have 4. I don't know how to say. It's wild to me that you had only used 1 up to this point. We have a minute left, and you have 4 Kiba barriers. Wild to me. And then you just waste that one by trying to throw it on the barricade. You see him? You know how you fix this? You stop, you aim, and then you fire. He's not shooting at you. Very clearly he's not shooting at you. So you stop, you move your cursor, and then you fire. But you panicked. And someone's now up above. See, this is what I mean by not saying anything gets people killed. This was opened up. No one said shit. No one said anything to you. No one said anything. Did you see the Z ping, the yellow ping? The answer is no, you didn't, because you died from it. But it was yellow pinged. He yellow pinged it. So why didn't you see it? This is how stupid it looks from the other end to get a yellow ping and nothing else. It is ass because there's nothing that you can do. Because if you're in the middle of something, i.e., in the middle of missing your shots on the jackal, you're not going to see it. You're not going to be able to do anything about it. You're not even going to be paying attention to it. You didn't even notice it. Hell, I didn't even notice it. You know why? Because more important things were in front of you. And you don't look at yellow pings. You listen for callouts. I don't look at yellow pings. Anytime that someone just yellow ping something and then they get mad at me later for not knowing what they meant, I say, you know what you could have done? You could have opened your goddamn mouth and said something about it. Everyone on my team that I play with regularly, anytime that a yellow ping goes out, it's, oh, thermite hole on yellow ping, or ace charge on yellow ping, Hibana opening hatch, witch hatch, kitchen hatch, or moto hatch, whatever hatch it ends up being, you know. There's that with a yellow ping as like a, hey, here's a more precise location of my call out. Not just my call out, but a little bit more precise location for it, okay? You're not doing any of that. They're not doing any of that. They're just yellow pinging it and expecting that you pay the fuck attention. But you can't. No one can. No one does that. Not even pros. Pros don't sit there and like, that's another thing. Pros aren't sitting there looking for yellow pings on their screen. No, they're getting callouts. They're getting verbal callouts from everyone. The only time that you see a yellow ping, you would know that it's met with another verbal callout for it. It's paired with to enhance it. It's not just a yellow ping thrown to the void waiting for someone to do something about it. You are getting on cams, which is good. You're still pinging on the goddamn cams. Now, which cam was that? I wasn't even paying attention close enough. That was downstairs. Someone's in the hallway. You did call it out. You were slow about it, but you did call it out. That's fine.
Time expires in 5 seconds.
Just stay alive, man.
Op 4, last operator.
See, that was a good learning moment right there. You know what the Tachanka should have done after he did this? Stayed in this fucking corner right here. Should have sat his ass right here. He could go out and like peek, but when I say peek, I mean just putting down covering fire just to try and stop them from planting, and that's it. You were right to say like, hey, just stay alive, but at this point, you don't say anything.
Just stay alive, man.
Yeah, at that point, don't say, because you sound like you're the guy that died within the first in the round, and you're backseat gaming him. That's what you sound like right now. You're right. You are right, but you sound like an asshole right here when you're in game. Because they're just sitting there like, okay, I'm the only one alive, motherfucker. Why didn't you stay alive? And two, he's already balls deep in there. He's not going to be able to stay alive at that point.
Op 4, last operator standing.
Good job.
The time limit
And you say, good job. Because you sound like a sore loser at that point. Like, you made the bad call. She's like, yeah, good job. We're going to zombie again. Right. What's going on? You run over here. What Ash main hurt you that you always reinforce this wall first before you do anything else? I do it because no one on my fucking team reinforces it. You're like religiously doing it.
Op 4 located a bomb. Plan your defenses accordingly. 10 seconds left.
Ugh, that barricade.
Seconds left.
The higher in level you go, I don't know if you've recognized this or not, but these barricades where they just block off site like that, just tear them down. Like, if I saw this in my game, before I do anything else, I'm tearing it down. I don't care. If they put it back up, I tear it down again, and then I verbally say in chat, don't put it back up.
5 seconds.
It would also be nice if we asked our castle, hey, can you not castle off half of our rotates? Thank you. Anyways, don't barricade that.
Op 4 has located a bomb.
This is where, okay. This is where metagaming comes into play a little bit more. We are now 2 rounds deep into the game. I know that's your only win that you're going to get for this entire game. But why are we barricading this off? This is lower tier. I don't know exactly what tier it is. I can't remember if you said you were copper or bronze or silver or whatever. Regardless, it's the metal ranks. In metal ranks, everyone does the same thing every single round. No one does anything differently. So, they're going to take admin. They are. No one's coming from anywhere else. They probably won't even come down to Visa. So you know what I would do? I would go down to Visa and wait for them to start rappelling up. Or I would lie in wait in Visa or in Visa's office down there in Printer and just sit there and wait for them to start doing stuff, basically. Waiting for them to start going farther into sight. And then I could come up through here and come and catch people off guard. Or I could go over to Visa stairs and I could go up there and catch people off guard coming out of admin. But let me just say I'll be disappointed if we end up doing the exact same thing again. And no one this wall is now reinforced. You shouldn't do that. This wall you should have like a looky hole here. Someone reinforce it because 2 of you chuckle nuts died to this shit. So don't do that. Unless it's like really bad, like no one was using it, then do that. But I mean, it's a useful looky-loo. If anything, they should have the wall that you just opened a little bit should have been reinforced for the Mira. Yeah, so again, everyone's sitting in sight. You are locked in sight. I guarantee you, on the other side of sight over here, all the way over there, that's probably castled too. You guys are just sitting in sight, waiting for someone to kill you. You're fish in a barrel right now is what you are. That was a choice to do that. So, tell me, what was your plan? Because I'm curious. I think a lot of people are. Was your plan to put up a Kiba barrier right here so that you could walk across? So you can, like, access sight? Was your plan to just slow them down a little bit? Was your plan to hit them with the Kiba, like the actual blade Kiba, and like do 5 damage to them? I don't know. Because out of everything there that you're doing, the only thing that makes the most sense to me is you blocking off this hole so that you can walk to the left. In which case you could just put it on this door frame and then you could do that. Which, one thing to note, I don't know if you knew this about Kiba barriers. So you know how when they expand and they have like it looks like they're slowly expanding over the course of like half a second or something. In reality, the second that you deploy the Kiva barrier, it's there, client and server side. It is there. There's nothing like it'll block bullets. So while you can see through it, you can still use it as cover, which is really, really useful for trying to peek corners or like trying to get information on people. You get that half second of time where the Kiva barrier is big air quotes building itself, but it's still providing cover. But I don't know what you're trying to do here. I don't know what the end game here was, because even if you're trying to use it to like, I never said this, but like if you're just trying to use it to like slow them down, like fill up the hole, why? They can just melee it, you know? Like they don't have to waste any time. Hell, if they had another, because it looked like they had an ace charge, they could just put an ace charge right there, and then there you go. They get more looky-loo into sight. But or they would just destroy it immediately. But they don't need to do that. They can just melee it. Because you know what they can do? They can just drone in. Oh, no one's there. Break it. Yeah. Because they got 2 people there at least. So one drones in, the other one just takes it and breaks it. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm already at 46 minutes runtime. There you go. See, no one in bronze. I don't know if this is again. I don't know if this is bronze or if this is copper, but no one's fucking looking at cams. Not in the sense of like you're not looking at cams if you're dead. I mean that no one's looking for cams that are alive. This is why everyone that's like below fucking plat thinks that Nook is bad, because they don't even care about looking at the cams. Nook against you will actually be pretty good, because you're actually looking at cams, you're paying attention, you're looking for stuff. You actually have to listen for things. That would be the only thing that the Nook would have trouble with, is actually not getting heard. But, you know. They didn't even get the don't spot them. No. This is such a good cam. You know what you just said? You said, hey, idiot. You forgot to get the cam. Did you forget something? You forgot something. You didn't even waste the time to try and spot on that cam, too. Again, everyone's in sight. Everyone's in the same positions as they were last time, by the way. You know what they could do? Yeah, look at Doc here for this. Easily. They just have to break in the door on this side of sight, and they can plant, and no one can stop them. Unironically, no one can stop them. There's nothing that they can do. If they were smart enough to read into what you guys are doing, which again, once you climb a little bit, they can. Ooh. I feel that though. I don't know what it is about like sitting on site and having castle barricades. It's just something about like these players, everyone just feels secure. And see, like, they're going so deep into sight, but they don't need to. He didn't even know that he downed him, which, fair. And now he's sitting here like, where is my ping? Why am I not getting a ping? As if that means the difference to them, you guys winning and losing right now. He was getting ready to do his same exact tactic as last time. And now, see, now I would say to just red ping. At this point, yeah, I would red ping. Because it's just like, who gives a shit? And he doesn't even care. He saw the camera, and he doesn't even care. Yeah, sure, look at me. I don't give a shit. Which, to be fair, the mirror can't do anything about it. What, like... Even in high tier, I feel like even in this situation, someone would go and at least melee the thing to like break the glass that you can't see. Just wild stuff happening here. Okay, we're gonna go Grim. Alright. So, 2 of these idiots are just gonna run in and die. I think you know which ones. Now, when it comes to attacking at these lower tiers, the best thing that you can do is find out where people aren't and plant there.
Insertion in 10 seconds.
You should be trying to plant. Worst case scenario, I mean, if you have like much better mechanical skill than everyone, you can just breeze through. That's possible. Not all the time that's going to be happening, but you know, at times you can do that. If you don't have the mechanical skill, though, best to just, you know, go for the plant where no one is. Because, as you could see from your own team, people just kind of stay where they are. Only that one guy, the Kaid, who was also playing the mirror, went and did anything else. I don't know what you're doing right here. This is a choice. Just shoot the alibi. Just shoot it. Why are you leaving it? Why are you peeking the mirror window? They can see your rappel line. They know you're there. Oh, there's both of them dead. Which, even right here. Yep, he died. Looks like all the way over an admin or Visa. Ash goes in, just fucking dies right away. So we wasted 2 of our hives. A little busy bees. So what are we gonna do?
Target acquired.
Okay. Okay, good. Good. Teammate's already in. Looks like he's going downstairs for something. It might be pertinent to go down there with your drone and spot stuff for him. Or tell him that Alibi is actually upstairs and she's between bathroom and main.
Diffuser is no longer in your possession.
That's unfortunate. You shot here, and for a spread weapon, all the pellets hit here in a straight line, basically. That's unfortunate. You heard him, which was good. But you know what would have been better? If you droned down there and you actually spotted him for your teammate, and your teammate chased him down and killed him. Not even spotted him. Audibly said that he was there.
No longer in your possession. Friendly operator remaining.
Oh, he's gonna die from behind, isn't he? No?
The diffuser has been recovered.
Oh, he's hearing him above him. That's what it is. He's on the landing for yellow stairs at the top. But he thinks that he's down here because he heard him. He's like, I know someone was here. But he doesn't recognize it. For console, his aim isn't too bad. Ooh.
15 seconds remaining. 10 seconds. All
Yep.
friendlies
I mean, not much that you could do in that situation after you died. Before you died, there was a lot you could do. Droning out your teammates. I mean, you heard... Ash, you knew, died over there. And he was chasing after somebody. So I think it would have been nice to, you know, confirm the kill, as it were. But I digress. Alright, now we're going 0.
located a bomb. Located a bomb.
And we know that they're downstairs.
5
Now we're...
seconds to go.
Okay. Okay, we're playing vertically. Or at least we have the idea to. Let's see if it happens.
Location
This is okay. This is just something that I do. If you're playing with a team, having the setting that makes it so that you stay on your cam after you spawn in, after your character spawns in at least, is good because then you can drone out stuff for people who are entry fragging, who are go 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 get into the building at this point. You can stay on your drone and you can continue doing that. Even if you had it turned off, you could still you'll get kicked off and then you can get back on real quick. What's the point of you getting on your drone here at the beginning of the round? What's the point of you having it anywhere that isn't a hiding spot? Is my question for you. Because it looks like all that you were trying to do was just spot where the vigil was, but you're in spawn. Is your teammates going to do anything about that? If you're playing solo and you're at this low of a level, then I wouldn't expect that. So it's not so much as I don't trust my teammates to do it, it's I don't expect that that's going to happen. Unless I was like literally droning someone in at that moment. Like if I knew that this buck was going to walk in through this window and within the next 5 seconds of me coming over here, then I would. But even then, I would hide my drone somewhere. I wouldn't be just moving it through the middle of the rooms. It's a vigil. You can't see him. He can see you, you know? And he gets your drone. And you are so far away. You can check the cam, which is good. Why not go in with this guy right here? Why not? He's giving you free drone information. It looks like he's going underneath. Are we gonna get the cam over here? We're gonna do that? No? Okay. Sure. Why on God's green earth would you think that he's in the exact same room that you saw him in last? Moreover, why would you ever think that he did not hear you waltz in there? You are a 3 armor, lugging your ass around, and you just melee broke the window and very audibly came in that window. Like, I need you to know him not being here does not vindicate you. If he was a better player, you would have been dead already. My favorite excuse that I've ever seen people use anytime I do a VOD review like this is, well, it works because it's in bronze. Well, maybe that's why you're there. This is good, though. Oh, there's Vigil. Where'd he go? Now you have to go across the floor that you just opened up. And you got killed from behind. Any audio? Any... Hey, he killed me at main door. He opened up a hole. Anything like that?
User is no longer in your possession. Friendly, last operator standing.
Yep, and it all comes tumbling down. See, one thing that's worthwhile to know is that a lot of people think my teammates are holding me back. Like, there's not much that I can do when I have teammates like this. I mean, like, literally every single one of you died to someone else, it felt like. You all died to your own ways, to your own, like, mistakes, yada yada. And a lot of people will rationalize this as, well, if my teammates were better, then we probably would have succeeded, because then, yeah, I would have died, but then Buck would have gotten that kill. Then my, what was it? My Flores wouldn't have just ran in and died. My Ace would have been better at getting the breach, yada yada, etc., etc. And the reality of it is, you could have won this game. This round, you could have won it easily. Very, very easily. You were primed to win it. And you know why? You came in here and you started getting free reign on everything. No one was stopping you from doing anything. And you know what you do is after you do this first one, you know what I do? I mean, you did this, which is like the worst thing in the world. Instead of sitting here like this, back there, so right behind you, you sit in that corner and you look at the doorway in front of you and you wait for Vigil to show himself because he's going to show himself very clearly. He's set up to like roam where you are right now. The fact that you just assume he's gone, yada yada, do whatever, is what got you killed. If you had waited and tried to temper your expectations, because all you're doing now is you just think you have the keys of the kingdom right now. You can do whatever the fuck you want. And that's not true. But now that you opened up that hole over there, you can't stand in that doorway anymore. Because then someone could just kill you from below. You can't really go and push the Vigil over here either, because you opened up this entire floor right here. Someone can just shoot you from below. Why someone wouldn't be looking at the floor that you just opened up, I don't know, but sometimes they don't. But they're going to be looking for it. Good players, again, as you climb, good players will be looking through it. So what do? We walk over. We kind of look down. But what was our plan here? Because if I look at this, and you look at the floor, even if you had stood like far in this corner, you still would have been seen by everyone down here. So you have to either choose, do I look down and look for kills down there, or do I look at the Vigil that's about to kill me up here? And the reality is, again, if you had just sat back and waited, you could have killed the Vigil, and it seems like everyone else was on site or near site, and you could have slowly but surely picked off at least one, maybe two from above, and then gone down on either spiral stairs or yellow stairs, whichever one seemed the most likely that you could get down there. Go down, and you could, through gunfights and mechanical skill, win out this round pretty easily. But because of our poor decision making, we don't. And we die to the Vigil. And Ace is confused. And we see we got these two over here that are doing like a kind of pincher. They're just doing it from two different angles. They're not pinchering anyone. They're just going into sight, basically. And wall is open, so we could see that wall is open. So even if we had all that stuff, we could still go down into the main breach and we could go in through there. You have to vault it to get over, which sucks that the Ace didn't make it so you could just walk through or crouch through. But at the same time, there's something there. We can do something here. The mirror window's open. For some reason, we're just watching the bug because we're invested in the Vigil dying. But there's basically what I'm trying to get at is there's so much that you could have done that you just didn't bother to do. Because not even that you didn't bother to do. You didn't bother to do one thing and that got you killed. And there is like 5, 6 other things that could have led to you winning if you had done that one thing. If that one, you decided to wait for the Vigil, and he just stupidly walked in there, because he would have. He's a stupid idiot, okay? Let's not kid ourselves. He wouldn't have checked all the angles. He would have just walked in, and you would have gotten a free kill. And all of a sudden, you have free reign up above. You can get the mirror windows, if you can see them. One of them was already popped, either by Buck or someone else. And then there you go. You get like 1, maybe 2 kills. You can go down to the breach. You can get some kills that way. You can drone it out, figure out where people are, where they aren't, yada yada. And there you go, you can win. But then we get this. And this is what I mean too by with Vigil as a roamer. Yeah, in low levels, like the idea of roaming is to just delay, 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 delay. Like you're not doing much, but it doesn't really work that well in these lower tiers because as you can see from your own gameplay, did you really delay what you were doing above? No. You ignored the Vigil. You didn't give a shit about the Vigil. He wasn't there and it was unironically see no evil or if I don't see you then you're not there. Like object permanence isn't a thing for you. If you didn't see the Vigil then that means he's apparently gone to the wind. So by doing that and by having the or sorry so this is where I get to the point of like with low tier roaming you do kind of get a lot of kills and it is a little bit more about kills because people don't care. They don't care about you. They just do whatever they want and they pretend that you don't exist. It's not until higher levels that roaming actually becomes a thing where if you roam, people are constantly aware of that and they try and do something about you and they waste their time trying to do that. But in lower levels, clearly he doesn't give a shit. Or clearly you don't give a shit, so he just got the kill instead. If you had waited for him and just waited 10 seconds, not even 5 seconds, I think it was between when I said you should have started waiting and when you died, or when he came in, at least like announced himself, I should say. Just 5 seconds, and you could have had an easy kill, easiest kill of your life. But instead, we ignore him. We don't have object permanence, and that's it. But yeah, that's about all I got. That was an hour and it's gonna be an hour and 8 minutes by the time I finish. Yeah. That's about all I got for you. Good luck and happy climbing.